Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Factorio, and of course, welcome back to LathCorp HQ, where we're having a bit of a crisis currently, sir and sirettes. It seems I have expanded far too greedily, and as a result I am being punished very, very severely, with lots and lots of problems. On the upside, our energy is getting better by the day, and in fact I have completely removed our coal system, as only during the last stages of night time to actually have any issue whatsoever, and I'm still improving that by adding more accumulators, and a few more solar panels are needed to finish that off. But our biggest concern right now, sir and sirettes, is iron. The horrible, horrible thing known as iron that simply is always going to be an issue in this game, it seems, for me. First of all, these mines are basically gone now. Most of these miners are offline. These have just gone offline again. That's fantastic. And so I only have 3 last miners here, which is very, very small. On the upside, I've figured out a way to get a lot more iron into our system. However, transporting it over there at any speed is proving difficult. I did actually have it with purely fast inserters on here. However, that wasn't getting it to the electric furnaces fast enough. So what I'm doing is I'm going very, very drone heavy, as you can probably tell by what I'm currently building, that is drones, and the fact there are about 20-30 drones now on this system, which is great. I'm also researching alien technology, because we have enough alien artifacts to make enough alien science to do this. Improve their amount they can carry by 1, making them a third more efficient, which should solve most of the issues. So, today, sir and sirettes, we're going to be just trying to solve that problem. So we're trying to be getting more iron into both sides of the system, as right now both sides are struggling with a lack of iron, which is really, really screwing up our research, because both of them are so dependent on it. Oy. We've got to do something about this, sir and sirettes. This whole area here is a mess, and that is what today's episode is all about, fixing this mess. So, let's start removing some of the stuff we don't actually need here anymore, and then we'll get cracking. Thankfully, our pollution's gone down a bit since we're no longer using the silly old, what's it called, boilers. Pff, who uses boilers these days when we have this many solar panels? Yay! Which I definitely need more of. I didn't really take into account the fact that these are going to drain so much energy. Oh, power. That's another concern. But that's a really easy to fix concern. It's just make more solar panels over and over again. This is the big thing. So what do? Do I just keep on making drones? Do I keep adding more logistic robots to the system? Because the big thing with logistic system, sorry, with the logistic robots, is technically they're limitless. If you know what I mean. We're not limited by the speed of the conveyor belt. There can be infinite amount here. What I could do is, where is it? It's one of the things here. Is go into logistics level 3 and start building the express transport belts. But they require quite a lot of effort. However, actually, that's probably the better idea because of one reason. It requires lubricant. Which means I could get a new source of using some of our oil. Because at the moment, again, one of our big issues with oil is simply we don't need enough of it. It does need iron, but there is iron already nearby. We could steal from this line, which is being fed by the drones. So if we had that like here-ish, we could start producing them. What else does it need then to actually make? Let's go into logistics again. They also need a fast transport belt. And that's going to be a really horrible line then, because that requires fast transport belts. Fast transport belts require... That's a lot of iron in the... See what I mean? That's going to cost us a fortune. Because per fast transport belt, that's actually 11 iron already. So each time one of them is created, it's 11 iron, then the next one requires another 5 gears, which I think are 1 iron each, but I could be wrong with that. Are they 1 iron each? They're 2 iron each. Oh, so it's another 10, so it'll be 20 plus... Oh god, that would be awful. That would be a very complex assembly line. I don't like that, honestly. I'm not a huge fan there. So to trade those then, that would require a lot of effort, like even more so than the current drone effort I'm going through. Yay! Oh, by the way, the reason why it just went green, I now have my power armor finally. My basic modular armor, which means I have night vision. I am about to build a battery for it. Actually, that's one of the things I need to do for the armor. I do need to improve it by making a battery, which I believe goes into the armor. So I'll make that afterwards. I also want my new energy shield, and then I need some more portable solar panels. Which really, it takes 5 solar panels to make this tiny, tiny little thing. And that just makes no sense to me when this only costs like 2 pieces of iron. It's like, how does that make any sense? I don't know, but okay. Oh, there we go, it's making the drones. 10 more drones to the system. There we go, all done. Nice and easy, so that's another 10 working away. And now I'm making some more accumulators, which obviously I need since there you go, running out of power at night now. Okay, so that's another crisis. Oh, certain threats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly produce another 20 or so solar panels. That'll be, of course, off camera, since you don't really want to see me just standing here doing absolutely nothing with nothing to say, since I've basically explained what we're doing today. And then I'll be right back with that. And then we're going to sort out how the hell we're going to finish off this iron. Oh, that's good. I didn't realise the roboports actually hold some of the iron for a while. Sorry, some of the electricity, but it still doesn't send them off. Okay, yeah, in that case then, we really need to sort that out. Because right now we're not even very efficient on the night. Thankfully, it is already getting light, so as you saw, it wasn't actually too bad. Most of the night, it did go off just okay. There you go, power's back on now. So it's only like 30 seconds, but even so, 30 seconds of nothing happening is a big loss when it comes to such a huge amount of stuff we need to get sorted out. What else does this need? It also needs some steel, doesn't it? So probably low on steel as well. Copper. Copper. It's one of these weird things. I always need copper, but the systems are always completely fine for it. Which I'm fine with, because it means I can just run up and down the circuits, just go, okay, I'll grab some of these. So yeah, back in a second once I've made all these, and of course then the tech would have gone forward a bit, so we can actually start work on making our drones better. We've really screwed up over here. Honestly though, that's the only part we've really screwed up on. It's our iron production. Not even production. Our iron transport, our iron logistics, how we thought about the future planning with it. Once all this is gone though, this can all be converted into more area for the furnaces and such, so we can sort it out a little bit better there. I mean, if we actually put them on a line here, for instance, that would be less travel for the poor little drones. So yeah, I may have to go into the express transport belt, but I don't really want to, so we'll see. I mean, plus I do love the drones. If I could go purely drone driven with no transport belts, honestly I would, because I think they look freaking awesome. So, back in a second then, probably about 2 or 3 minutes, in fact, for me. Okay, and we are back, and as we can all see, the energy in the accumulators is back at maximum, meaning that we're actually producing more energy than we can store, which is great, which means we need to make some more accumulators later, but that's good anyway. So, let's get back to this then. So, what we know so far is that the current bottleneck, the current limiting factor, is getting the ore from here to here. The furnaces seem to be completely keeping up, and more so it is all about the fact that we're not getting enough into this chest, because even these fast inserters are just waiting on us, so we just need this to be faster. So it just comes down to a few questions really, and that is drone transport really going to be that efficient? I mean, in other places it will be, but with this it's going to be such a high load, a constantly high load, that it's going to take a ridiculous amount of logistic robots. So is it perhaps worth trying again with the fast... Where are you, my little pretties? There we are. With the fast transport belts and having them attach here and attach to this and replacing this. Or perhaps both. Perhaps a mixture of the two might be the way forward. Because then these drones can then be used for the other things, like moving the finished iron around, which of course it takes less... Well, it does take as much, but then we'll be halving it. You know, I think that's probably what would be best. Honestly, right now, I think what would be best is, sadly, losing this, using the drones for other things, for slower things, like perhaps moving science around, for instance, because we don't need... Because what we could do is move science from here all the way over here, without having a ridiculous curve all the way around. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to produce a load of fast transport belts, so be right back. Okay, and we are back again. As you can see, we're currently using the faster transport belt on the first 3 inserters, and then the last 3 inserters are still using the chests. The reason is, as you can see, that almost completely fills up. I did test it with one of the other inserters, and the results were not that good. In fact, after 4, this thing gets clogged up, and some of the arms simply can't place the iron fast enough, meaning this is basically the limit we're going to have, which isn't really what we want. So half of it's being done by the drone still, half of it by the actual inserters and the transport belts, which has definitely improved the overall the overall result, because we've essentially doubled the amount while the train is actually there, which is great, which is actually really, really good, because as you can see there's a lot more iron coming down as a burst straight afterwards. The problem is we're still not getting it to there fast enough. So what I'm thinking of doing, because these always add it to there, is we could add inserters on the other side doing the same thing, then using an underground belt, getting the metal onto this side here. So having actually no, we wouldn't even need an underground belt. So what we're going to do is make a load of fast inserters. We're probably going to run out of energy tonight, I think, because I did just change some things over. Yeah, I moved a load of the accumulators around today, so a lot of them didn't actually get any power. Whoops-a-daisy. No, where's 3 of them? Grab you. We'll need some power over here for this. So these will be grabbing into this. Because at the moment the problem is we're only using one side of the not transport belt, the transport belt. We're only using one side of the transport belt. Okay, we're going to need way more of those, which means we're going to need more iron. Yay! It's a good job we're not having iron problems or something, because that would be silly, and thus this whole thing would be really annoying. It's a good job that's not the case. There we are. Quickly manufacture those, and then we'll pop them in over here. So we'll go break here, through there, and then on that side of the transport belt. I think I need more accumulators still as well. Like I say, I did move a lot of them around because I was actually in a really weird position that I couldn't get through a lot of them. So a lot of them lost their charge day. About 20 or 30 of them did, in fact, because of that. But even so, I still just need more actual accumulators. I've got enough solar panels at this stage. It's now the accumulators that are the issue. I'm just not storing it all. Whoops. Oh, I didn't realise the train station was actually there. Of course it's actually there. For some reason I thought it was actually detached. Don't know why. Don't know why I thought that, but I did. And a couple more. Thankfully I've got quite a few of the regular... Ooh! Oh, that's awesome, look! This means that it's no longer the... Oh, wait, no, that's because I had no power. I was going to say, it's no longer the... getting the iron there, that's the new bottleneck, the new limiting factor, it's the furnaces, but that could have just been because all night they had no power. So we'll have to find that out actually during the day. There we go, so there's some more iron. There we go, so that's massively increased it. So what the drones are doing is adding essentially an additional line which wasn't possible before, which is really good, and thus we don't limit our lines so much. So much, at least. That was a big burst. Yeah, it's definitely not the furnaces which are the limiting factor. Okay. So it's still getting them online, but of course we haven't tested it out since we've added these 3. We could add more, but like I said before, 3 seems to be the good number for the transport belts. 4 still adds to it, but not as efficiently. So perhaps we could add a 4th still. Actually, that would probably be the best idea. So let's quickly pop a 4th on there and just make a single one of those if possible. But nope, still not got enough iron. You know, you can actually request iron from your guys, look on here. It just takes too long if you're next to it already. A little bit more. Look how much iron I'm pumping into the system, though. It's just the fact we're devouring it at such a huge pace now. So like I say, I didn't plan for the future well enough. That's the issue. I didn't plan to need so much. Oh, new limiting factor. No longer is it the fact it's on the cargo. So now the limiting factor is back over there, which is great because it means we can finish off doing this. Yay! We finally got the alien technology, which means we can start doing the logistic robot stuff or something else of interest. Right now, I have no way to. It seems actually really easy to automatically manufacture the science packs because you can't farm the alien artifacts, so you're always going to have to manually put it in anyway, and it only requires one item, which is the actual alien artifact itself, which means it's really easy to make, and it's really fast to make, so all you need is just a couple of assembly machines if you want to automate it, and honestly I don't see the point, 'cause how fast they are to make, so unless you're making loads of them, I guess the only point to automate them is so you can put them in here easily enough, so I probably will, you just don't need to. You just don't need to. So, new limiting factor, we're not getting enough iron into the train over here. Which is obviously why, I mean, look, it's a really outdated system. It's not even using the fast inserters, it's using the regular inserters, which are of course much slower than the fast inserters, as you might imagine by the name. So there's 2 extremely slow ones there. So it's 4 extremely slow ones. If we replace those, that'll be fast enough. What on earth happened over here? Wait, I fixed this a moment ago. Did I? Oh, I mustn't have saved properly. I mustn't have saved at the right point. That's my fault. Oh my god. Look at the map, Soundsrets. Look at the map. Not those, but those. Oh my lord, that is terrifying. We need more laser defenses now. Otherwise this outpost may be gone very, very soon. Which isn't really what I want, honestly. Oh cool, I can just I can just click to replace and I have to actually keep clicking. That's nice to know. We'll have to have a look then. Okay, how about now? How now does it go? Should be a lot more than before. Yeah, much faster. So after this then, the only way to really upgrade this more so would be to actually have all 5 there and actually move this stupid pole somewhere else. Actually, why is that pole there and not here? There we go. But it would be to have more cargo wagons and to have it on the other side as well. That's the only 2 ways to actually improve this afterwards. But then, as you can see, the new limiting factor for this side is now the actual iron production. And it isn't even the speed of the transport belts, by the looks of it. It's just literally the amount of iron coming out. Actually, no, it is the speed of transport belts. So once again, it's transport belt speed problems. Which sounds like I'm trying to say first world problems, but really messing it up. Oh, you know, first world transport belt problems. Not quite as catchy. A lot more specific. Not quite as good from day-to-day life then. Yeah, that's pretty much capping out as much as it's going to get. Oh, actually, wow, 4 is. Why is it going so bad over here when I tried out 4? That's odd. So of course, if we're feeding 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 of these over here, and we're only feeding inwards 6 over there, so it's 10 to 6. Obviously, we're not getting the iron fast enough. When it actually gets here, though, look at that. Oh, look how fast we're making iron now. Okay, we've not fixed it yet. The problem isn't yet fixed, but it is certainly better. Also, why is that not attached? Little things, so interesting. Little things I keep missing. So, oh yeah, I don't think drones are going to be good here. I think it would be good here if we. See, it would be good because eventually, even the next tracks will run into the problem of they can't shift iron as fast as we're trying to put on the iron. So what I'm going to do is very quickly go and solve our energy problem by making some more of our accumulators. Now we're actually making iron to such an extent I can actually steal it more efficiently. A little bit of stealing there. Oh, we've got way too much stuff. Let's just put it in the chest. I don't like throwing stuff away. Throwing stuff away seems, believe it or not, rather wasteful. So I'd like to just... Is any of these actually... Oh my god, I've got loads of stuff. We have got loads of stuff. This requested chest will never request anything, but will always be here as a reminder that once upon a time, I ran out of space. The end. Also, why am I not using the battery? I've got the battery ready for this, and... The battery's bigger than the solar panel. How the hell does that work? Okay, yeah, so back in a second, I'm going to go and mass produce some, accumulators. Okay, and we are back, and we have a new limiting factor, sir and threats. We'll always have them. Right now, then, the new issue is simply the furnaces aren't keeping up, which means we fixed it! Yay! Which actually is our main problem, was we couldn't completely fill the furnaces. The furnaces are now permanently stuck with stuff. We have some stuff to do to increase this a little bit more. As you can see, we're having a slight problem with the irons only going on to one side. We're about to fix this in just a few seconds, because all we need is a couple more, other things we already had. This in here. For a while that means the drones won't give it to it, but that's fine because it means they can go off and do their other jobs, because obviously they do actually have other jobs. I actually think then we're going to become, there we go, completely drone independent from the train system. I think we'll be able to just use fast transport belts, eventually moving on to express transport belts, which we won't need to use in many other places. Because honestly, I don't feel that these drones systems are really needed anymore here. So for now, I'm actually going to remove these. There we go. So I'll let those be placed there. But as you can see, the furnaces are now completely and utterly bunged up, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic because it means now we don't need that. That's no longer a needed system, which is lovely to see because that makes everything a little bit more simple. Which is weird, the fact I've gone back to using them, but there they are. We've currently still got. We have these 3 miners going, but this one's about to run out, this one's running out soon. Essentially, this area's finally dead. It's gave its last piece of iron for us, really. And now the train system is our only thing. Of course, I do know how to improve it, certain threats. It's more about now me just actually implementing it. It's all just me getting used to it, particularly where I'm still trying to find niches to use the drones, and I'm struggling to find those niches, honestly. Okay, so big issue is we're not... Okay, so we're not making plastic at the moment because we're not using up the other stuff. Oh yeah, drones are going to be used over there, over here. Yes, they were. Because... Is this... Oh my god, is this actually full? Holy crap, look at all that solid fuel. Because we don't need it anywhere, that's the problem, we don't need it. This requester chest is eventually going to take from it there. Okay, we need to... Okay, so next time then, the big thing we need to fix, I'll probably do it off camera knowing me, but it may be next time we sort out the oil system again, and this time we're going to just need something. I think, honestly, I'm just not... lubricant's going to be needed, that's obvious, because more and more stuff keeps on saying, yeah, we're going to need lubricant for this, we're going to need it for that. Wow, what's that? What the hell's a discharge defense? Don't know, kind of want it. Actually, there isn't much which uses lubricant actively, there's the problem. So, I think, honestly speaking, first of all, we're going to move over to this, because the advanced oil processing uses less heavy, and produces more gas straight away, so we're doing that now. Both of these are going to be turned into the more complex versions, which means we're going to need water, but that's easy enough to do. We all know how to do water, we've done it a million times before in the past, and that's just using a pump and then some pipe to ground stuff. I'm going to need more iron for it all though, aren't I? Yes, I am indeed. Where's the proper pump? I've got small pumps here. Okay, let's make a small pump. I've not seen one of those in action yet, so... Hello. Oh, that's adorable. Wait. I can put it anywhere? It produces pollution, but... What's the point of the pump? I thought it was going to be the water pump, but obviously it isn't. Does it speed up stuff in the pipes, perhaps? If I put that there, that's working now. I think it does, yeah. By the looks of it, it speeds up stuff in the pipes. Either speeds up or somehow reacts to and works with stuff in the pipes. I'm not sure in what way it does this, or why it does this, but it certainly seems to me that's the issue. And we've run out of energy again, despite the fact I've just added a huge amount of stuff. Oy. Okay. I am committing to making another 20 solar panels next time. That'll definitely fix it. Actually, it's now almost daytime again. Even with the night vision goggles, you can see that that it's getting lighter now. Okay. So we need the actual water pump, which is you. Okay, I've got two of you. Don't need two of you. I need one of you to pump into both. Would it best to be here? Move that for a second. There, we'll just mix with the oil. Obviously, don't really want to mix water with oil. There's a few issues that can be somewhat associated to that. Not any major issues, of course. I mean, water and oil have always been the best of friends, honestly, when it comes to usage, but not particularly good right now. So we want this down here. Oh. There we are. This way I can do like this. And then we have the one, there it is, there to there. And then same again, there to there. And this way now we're making a lot more light oil and a lot more gas, which means we can only use the heavy perhaps then for lubricants, and that's nice, I guess, and that's certainly a way around all this. The light oil can then be cracked. And there's the thing, it can be used to turn itself. In fact, I can look in here at the stages. 3 light oil and 3 water can produce 2 gas. So we can actually tap this off. I'm just looking at something right now. This is the gas, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so this is the gas pipe, and this is one of the gas storage. And the gas storage essentially is just a spare piece. It's if we have more gas than we need. Obviously, that hasn't really ever been needed. But we could do those. Tap off the light here. So we need a new chemical plant then. Thankfully, I have it. The water I can just steal down afterwards and see where I actually need it. So what we do is we tap off the light here, mix it with water as needed. And then that will be piped into this pipe, which then produces gas, which means now only the heavy will be a limiting factor for the gas movement upwards. We don't even need that much gas, there's the thing. We just need more than we're currently getting, even if now we are making plastic. There's always, see, again, one more thing I love about this game, is always something to improve. You are never doing this game perfectly. It's kind of, it kind of teaches you that very quickly. Yeah, you're not doing this perfectly. But I thought, nope, you are not doing it perfectly. Oh. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who've played this for... Oh god, has it actually been years since it's been released? For a very long time, I'll say, in case I'm wrong. And I've probably got very, very close to being perfect, but I'm sure even they can probably look back at the game and think, actually I could have done this, and or this differently, and then been like, and then produced a better factory. And I'm sure if that wasn't the case, it'd be kind of boring, honestly. I want it like that though. See, I want it to come out. Oh. Actually, why do I even have this? This isn't even needed. Because it all ends up there. Yeah, that was just extra stuff I didn't actually need. So where's the water coming from? It's there, going down to there, so I want it to be here. There we go, then the pipes go dunk, 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 dunk. And then we add the electricity. Click. And that is now doing that. So it's turning water and light into pure gas. Some of the petroleum gas. Personally, I'd prefer methane, but and that'll keep me from going in, but that's fine. Okay, brilliant. So now we have two sources of the gas. So that now should be actually filling. Since it's in the system. I guess I'm using it too fast still. You're the one using the gas. That's definitely faster than it was. Yes, so is that. Okay. Okay, so we've increased our rubber and battery production by doing this, because now the limiting factor, which was the gas, is being sped up, because we have a new source of gas coming in from the old limiting factor, and we have in fact removed one of the limiting factors. Now the only true limiting factor is the heavy oil, which we need to produce into something. I mean, we could turn that into gas as well. That is, sorry, we could turn that into the light oil and pipe it into here. But I don't think that's a good idea. It just doesn't seem right. What does that need? Does it need just... Yeah, it needs water as well. So I'm not sure about that. I'll decide that off camera. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, Cerns. I'll be calling it here because I've rambled far too much this episode. This episode's been a bit of a ramshackle one again because I'm still sorting a lot of things out. We're getting closer to solving everything. We keep moving it on to new limiting factor. Ooh. Oh, wait. Why on earth did you have so many iron plates? Oh, because you couldn't place it. Brilliant. That's actually brilliant. So this second line now is actually fully saturated. That's actually wonderful. That means one of the lines is completely finished, and the other one is getting saturated. Oh yes, so the green production is, as we can see, back on track. I've not been researching anything. Whoops-a-daisy. I'll produce something next time. So thank you so much for watching, Cerns. I hope you've enjoyed, anyway, the ramshackleness. If you have, of course, please consider hitting the like, favourite, share, and all that, and subscribe button. It helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Factorio is a series you want to see continued in the future. Thank you, and goodbye. Have a lovely day. Do take care. Until next time, toodle pip.